Hello everybody, welcome to Sparkless Inspirations for Saturday. Hooray, this week went so quickly. I have to share this one thing. This is the first day I went in a store and I totally forgot my mask. I just stepped in the grocery store after, how they have all those big containers of wipes and all that. So I'm just wiping down the handles of my carry cart and I look in and I step in the store and I look around and right away it registered to me I didn't have my mask. It was pouring rain. I had to go all the way back to my car and it was so funny. On the way I turned around and I say to the lady that's looking at me, I'm like, I forgot my mask. She goes, oh my God, me too. And then she ran out and we both run out in the rain and had to go get our masks. It was so funny. But I love the weekends because it's so great. It's family time, it's rest time, sleep in, take it easy, and try to commune with nature as much as we can. So let's see what energies pervasive for this beautiful Saturday. We have practice daily, come back to center, and improvise. Now, I love this practice daily because, this is a reminder that some days it's really easy to show up and do the work that we need to do, and other days we feel less inspired. And I'm like this if I over inundate my schedule mentally. It doesn't even have to be on paper, I have to get to the post, I have to do this, I have to do that. Because think how easy it is to talk ourselves out of things when we feel like there's a lot to do, right? It can overwhelm us. So this is about just simplification, because when we do that, we're like, okay, step one, check, step two, check, very methodically and calmly, because on the days we feel less inspired, we don't want it to stop our quest to create momentum for ourselves. So even if it's the tiniest of things where we're like, hey, I cleaned out this cupboard, so now I know what's in there. So just something that is kind of on your list that is getting you towards, what you want done. Really commit to methodically moving towards your goals every day, whatever it is. Mine is definitely having a more cleared and organized workspace, because as a creative, I have paints and canvases and beads and all the things that go with that. And if it ends up in a tumult and very messy, I'm overwhelmed and I don't want to create because I don't know where to start. Like if I just pile a bunch of beads and stuff all together and it's all mixed and mashed, I just feel like it's a scrambles. So what I do is I will dedicate time now after each artistic approach that I have that I'm going to have cleanup for it. So the next time when I begin, it won't look like freaking the end of the world as I know it. Just think of that when you have really creative sprees and you just go to bed and you wake up and you're like, it could be a cooking spree where there's flour and sugar, everything everywhere. It's about cleaning up and being a little methodical so we're able to do this. And, if we commit to that, just taking a few moments to meditate, journal, chant, clean up, say affirmations, it'll help keep your mind and spirit focused on your treasured intentions as opposed to annoying obligations too, right? It can be other people pecking at us, emailing us incessantly, wanting answers, whatever it is. It can be businesses, other things. To let yourself know, I don't have to answer this email, this DM, this message right away. I can take time to myself to focus on what I need to focus on, and other people's agendas are exactly that, their agenda. So we remember that, practice that. And a daily practice, whether it's dance, yoga, meditation, visualization, academics, athletics, it directs our focus and energy. It is our cherished discipline, right? So when we show up day in and day out and we channel our efforts, we derive this unique personal power towards a specific aim, right? And that way we feel anchored in our energy as opposed to scattered, right? You ever start something and then you're like, all right, I really don't want to finish this, whatever, piece of jewelry or painting, so I'm going to go on to this. And then we start a lot of things because the fun energy is there to do that. But it's about focus and follow through and intention. And then it really kind of helps us show up to complete a project as well, right? And it alleviates feelings of anxiety because we don't have all those tabs open in our mind. I started this, I started that. Right? It really makes us feel less confused and overwhelmed, and it gets rid of lethargy too, because we're not mentally exhausting ourselves. And we've all been through that, right? Where we're like, just too much going on. And you're also going to notice significant progress when you override your fluctuating moods, right? When you have feelings, desires, If you want to establish this unwavering commitment to yourself and your goals, then you can overcome a mood, because a mood is just a thought that you've concentrated on and then let become a mood, right? And hopefully it's not one of being overwhelmed, depressed, sad, disconnected or whatever. Because remember, we can move a muscle and change a thought very easily when we learn it's one small step in the other direction. I don't want to be in this realm of feeling sorry for myself or feeling like I'm incapacitated or inept, whatever it is. So just change the dialogue in your head. I'm capable. I'm willing to turn this thing around. I don't have to have all the answers or finish everything in one day, that sort of thing. And then it'll become second nature and alert your brain to strengthen your relationship with your discipline for what you want to do, and therefore bringing you back to center, which is important. And I constantly have to do this because, I have a creative mind and it bounces all over. And being an empath, I'll start to feel feelings of others and be like, oh, wait a minute, this is becoming like there's too much diversification in my moods and things pinging all over. If I tapped into like 10 different clients' DMs and their problems or whatever is going on with them, it would scatter me. So I do things methodically. So this is saying, have this sort of energy that draws you inward and aligns you with your deep inner compass. Come into harmony with the energy of the earth. And the answer to this isn't really in the realm or senses of words. It's like the stillness of center and silence. This is very much like the Hermit card, and I'm just going to pull a couple of cards. See, yeah, this is when this comes to us. It has to do with cups right now, is our emotion and being balanced and feeling centered. And that's where we derive satisfaction. That's when we have present moment awareness and existence, active hearing and listening for others when they're speaking. All I do is I'll ask myself when somebody's talking to me, if I start to drift, I'm like, would you be able to repeat this? Time is time. We're going to spend it standing there with our ear to this person or whatever we're learning. So why aren't we completely immersed in this and participating 100%? That's just a question. What do you want to get from this? Air and vapors and nothing? Or do you want to get understanding and really be able to have an understanding of what's being said, right? So it's all of that. It kind of puts order and chaos and stillness and action and silence and sound and all these things that go around. Just let's confine ourselves to this moment and breathe. I feel like breathing and centering is really wonderful to do this, to bring us back in and, to anchor a message in our body, do balancing yoga poses, things of that nature, like the tree nature. Also nourishing yourself, mind, body, and spirit in ways that help you come into harmony with all of this. Like my thing is I don't want to multitask constantly, because what happens is that makes me have a sense of like busyness and hurriedness. And I'm also not deriving 100% participation from each thing because I'm doing 2 or 3 things at once. So when I come back to center, it talks of this equal give and take, reciprocity, growth. Being more of a like, as you receive energy, you understand like unequivocally where it's deserving to go. You're not going to just disperse it in meaningless areas like gossip and low vibration, people's angers. And I saw this thing, and I'm going to do a special video because there's 2 things happening with Mars and Mercury, both retrograde, and they're completely like diametrically opposed right now. We have all these warring factions going on with sometimes our mind, and what happens is if we're not balanced and focused, we can be put off center very quickly and get reactive, and then also drawn in where there's a lack of patience. Sometimes it goes around when these both retrogrades are taking place. Inattention then causes digital and electronic problems, which cause frustration. And everybody knows that when you have alarms that don't go off when you need them, or you have you're trying to upload a video or take pictures and nothing's working, frustration comes in. So this is just saying, don't dive emotion deep into this. Just have it be with a healthy detachment. Things go wrong, whatever will be, que sera, sera, and move on and just be like, it is of this moment. So when we have this awareness that these difficulties may arise, we can combat them with present moment awareness, and have this meditative, calm, observing energy. This is really where we should be the observer. This is taking a deep breath before we respond, because we're not reactionary. We're responding maturely and calmly and from a centered, well-balanced place. I love that energy. So that's about coming back to center, and that's super, super important. And when we do that, we stop conflict because we're not participating in it. And that way we're aligned with a beautiful balance. Now, I love improvise because I feel like that's half of my life. I don't like to overplan. I don't like to schedule things. I like to just have things pop up. Those are my best days. And I feel like great treasures really wait for us in the most unexpected places, right? And we take a detour into these areas, really cool things happen. But first we have to release attachment to particular destinations, outcomes, and free up a sense of playful spontaneity and be like, yeah, whatever comes up is what comes up, and I'm excited about it. So I'm going to pull 2 cards for this too. Oh, look at these double pentacles. Holy cow. See, it's a matching vibration for you when you do this. When you improvise, you are in the flow. You are in a state of gratitude of whatever comes is going to be great. You're not having specifications for something to be pleasant or a win because it has to have this, that, and the other. It's just whatever comes up is going to be great. And, it's a willingness to just kind of dance with this cosmic mystery and whatever comes in. And I love surprise. I love those weird Allure beauty boxes. That's why I love Goddess Provisions boxes. I love to see what's coming in any package that's sealed. I love opening. I love the artist surprise. So this is relax, flow, and let go. Like a dancer who just forgets all the choreography and just goes with the tune and the harmony and all of that. Shake yourself out of any rut by choosing new approaches and seeing a whole situation in a radically different light. I oftentimes, if I'm driving somewhere, I'll take different roads. I'll go different avenues, different routes. It creates a different feeling, and it inspires me to really look around in my environment and see the trees, especially now with this beautiful autumn changing of the leaves. So I do that. So I'm not like on autopilot where I don't see all the magic and beauty and nature that I normally might just be like, I'm on this road all the time. I've seen it, been there. No, it is a new way to admire things, okay? And it brings a new dimension and perspective to things as well. But to improvise definitely calls for a vulnerable, sensitive state of empty presence, because we have to allow and have a void there to let it just come in and fill us with surprises, right? And it gives the universe space to surprise us and join us in this new wonderful feeling of abundance, because oftentimes we haven't experienced something and we don't know what's coming. We have that beautiful energy of, wow, I feel grounded and secure in a really unique way because I don't have certain specifications. I feel to enjoy this moment. It's all just whatever comes in flow state. And look how they're facing each other and they're balanced and they have their kind of shielded pinnacle where they're like, I'm in harmony. I feel grounded, peaceful, and at one with things. And that's definitely the energy. And I love that. And remember that if you ever feel like you need some sort of grounding support, sometimes just stepping outside, taking a deep breath, look at the first natural, beautiful thing that you see and really contemplate it. That's the flow of the universe. I don't expect to be standing on my back doorstep and looking at this, Japanese maple or this crow or whatever, but I'm here now, and what am I feeling? All of that, the magic that comes and arrives with spontaneity. And I love that. Definitely improvise. It's saying, do what you can with what you have where you are. It's as simple as that. So beautiful, beautiful energy, you guys. And thank you so much for all your beautiful support. My name is Melanie. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to the new channel. And thank you guys so much for your love and support. There's a new big video that's going up, or has been put up at 5 if this one comes up later, over on the main channel about what is coming in November and kind of how you can cope and improvise. I let Ian help put that on there, but you really don't need very many coping mechanisms, because I feel like November, there's so much harmonious alignments with what's going on and astrologically that people are super powerhouses. They're just digging in and coming out on top in a really beautiful way. So again, love and light, and thanks for all your support. If you need a private read, all my links are down below. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, my Etsy store, and also come over on Instagram and get in on the Goddess Provisions box giveaway, as well as the turquoise and gold earrings that I just made too. too. And the winners will be announced in a couple of days for both of those. Just by following me over there, you're automatically entered, so you don't have to do anything else. So love and light. Have a great weekend.